right, so you've been texting someone for weeks, maybe even months. Nothing ever moves forward. It seems like it's going well. There's good chemistry. There's interesting, there's good conversation, you know what I mean? They're leading you on, I guess. But now I don't think it's called leading on. It's called breadcrumbing.
Which I hate that, by the way.
Yeah. Did you know it was called breadcrumbing?
I had no idea.
Never heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
That
makes sense.
I did a deep dive into it, so I was aware of like the breadcrumbing tactics.
Before?
Yeah, well, yes, because prior to this, I was married to a narcissistic woman for 7 years, and I found out, like, based on her traits, on what she was doing to me throughout the relationship. In that moment, I didn't know what it was, but after the fact, I did the research on it, and I figured out like what she was doing to me and the patterns of behavior was breadcrumbing. Like, she would breadcrumb me, and then pull me back in based on giving me little morsels of validation. And at the time, I had no clue what it was. And now that I
think they call it hoovering too.
Yeah, that's also hoovering.
Hoovering.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Hoovering, like sucking?
Like say,
that's exactly it.
Or maybe it's hovering.
Sucking
I don't know, something like that.
No, it is hoovering. You're
Hoovering,
correct.
okay.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, succubuses.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Yeah.
I believe they call them Jezebels.
So my whole thing with that is does it come down to the fact that you just want to lead somebody on because you're afraid to cut it off? Do you like the attention of that, or do you not know what to say? Like do I breadcrumb motherfuckers? I don't know.
I feel like as a man, I feel like the woman just wants the attention. They're bored, right? I know people that go on dating sites because they're bored and they talk to people. So I kind of feel that's what it is. Like they're just occupying some space or time. They got nothing better to do. They don't really give a shit about you or your feelings. They just lead you on, and that's what I feel.
So that's like narcissistic behavior, isn't it?
It is.
100%.
But I don't think that's why guys do it.
No, I think, I'll be honest, I think the word narcissist is like overused now. Because everyone's a fucking narcissist, you know? I know. It's true. Like, everyone is. There's traits. There's definitely traits. I watched the Whatever podcast a lot, and the Andrew Wilson's like, unless they're diagnosed a narcissist, like, you shouldn't be calling them that.
Oh, really?
Which I agree. Unless they're actually diagnosed, you know what I mean? But do we have all traits? Like, there's a lot of traits, yeah.
So that's kind of the same. That's just, do they mean to do that? Are they trying to do that? Or do they even know they're doing that? Or is it just like some sort of entertainment value?
Let's get a woman's perspective on that. Like, have you, now that we have a term for it and it's defined, have you done that to people?
I have, yeah. I've done it, and it's been done to me. But I think, so you guys can stop me whenever, but I think when a guy does it, it's because he sees potential. So he's like, but wait a minute, there could be potential with someone else. Let me set her aside before I leave her. Yeah. See if something else might work out. It doesn't, okay, she's still there because I've been texting her good morning every day.
I'm going to agree, but I'm also going to say it's not really like what's better. It's more like I haven't had sex with her yet. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like,
so this doesn't count if you're not breadcrumbing if you've already banged and stuff.
No, this is before. This is, I mean, I guess it can be.
I think it happens after more.
Yeah, well, look at what is breadcrumbing, the definition here. Breadcrumbing, it differs from other behaviors like ghosting, because ghosting is just flat cutting off someone with no contact at all, you know?
Chris Angel them. You disappear.
Yeah, you know?
No more bread for you.
Right. Yeah, and then, you know what's crazy? Like, a good form of breadcrumbing is like social media. You haven't talked to someone in a week or two or whatever it is, and they send you a meme.
Yes. Oh, God.
You know, and then you just don't,
or they'll heart a photo.
Yeah.
So then you get that dopamine hit, that rush, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you're interested again, and then they go away. And I think a lot of that has to do with control, too. I wanted to bring that up in the topic. Control. I think a lot of people use breadcrumbing to control you, to keep you on the line, you know?
Yeah, do you think it's a fear of commitment, or do you think it's a desire for attention?
I believe it could be go ahead.
Maybe both, right?
I think
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think
or the grass is greener syndrome, like, or fear of missing out even. Like, I could miss out on something else, so why don't I string this person along, because then I want to still be able to dabble over here. So it's not, it's like a magic trick, like look over here in this hand, but this hand's in your fucking purse or something.
Right.
You asked me before we got on if we had rules.
Right.
You know, I'm like, no, we don't really have rules. But what we do sometimes is like, we're not afraid to burn ourselves. And honestly, I do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to burn myself. I don't care.
Yeah.
But because I don't want to commit to someone. Like I tell myself, I've been single forever. I've only had 3 girlfriends my whole life, and I'm 41. but I just don't feel like I found that one person where we're both just like, damn, we need to be together.
You're my eternal flame.
I don't have a problem with commitment at all.
Yeah.
I just don't want to commit to anything right now. I mean, I guess I haven't been put in a situation like I've said before.
We're not opposed to it.
Yeah, like make me fall in love or something, do something. You know what I mean? And then maybe I'll, obviously, then we can talk about commitment. But I mean, I've been so jaded with that whole deal, so it's just gonna take a lot for me to even get into a position where I'm gonna have to give up my peace, which is exactly what that is, what commitment is,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So have you been breadcrumbed?
I have, yes.
Yeah, Ricky?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably being breadcrumbed right now.
I legit, and I don't mean, and I'm not picking on a gender, but I have legit like females breadcrumbing me in my text threads at this moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting
definitely
breadcrumbed.
happens. Yeah.
So let's get into this then. We'll start with Ricky.
Okay.
How does it make you feel? Because I want, if you're watching, I want you to know, how does it make you feel being breadcrumbed?
As a man, it makes me feel like I'm an option, and I don't feel like that in anyone that is interested in me should I be an option in their life. Like I feel like I should be the main dish. Like if you're gonna pursue me, then I should be the one and only. I'm never gonna treat myself like an option. I feel like that's disrespectful to myself as a person, and I feel everyone should feel that way with themselves. Don't ever be an option for anybody. So when someone breadcrumbs me, I always feel like, okay, they're either doing it out of boredom, they're trying to control me in some way, or they think that there's something better out there, or they're in fear of missing out. Like, okay, I have all these options, and I think social media plays in that a lot as well, because before, when you met a female, you'd have to meet her through like a mutual friend, and now it's so easy to go on dating apps or go on Instagram or go on or Facebook even or TikTok and get that instant validation. And for me as a man, when I get breadcrumbed, it's very frustrating to me. I don't even want to entertain it. Like it makes me turned off, to be honest.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. How does it make you feel?
Like not enough. Definitely not enough. I got breadcrumb last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
For all you breadcrumbers out there,
Right.
Fuck you.
Right? For all you out, bitch. Right? For all you out at the London Bridge feeding the ducks.
I want to ask.
how do you feel when you get breadcrumbed?
We'll go back to that right now. Not enough, because I've heard that before. Like, I know this sounds stupid, but what does that mean to you? Like, you're not enough.
Well, it kind of like bounces off of being an option. Like, I'm not enough to be your first option. I'm not enough to fulfill you right now, so you obviously had to go somewhere else.
And then do you still stay though? Because they're dropping little.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
But it
Right?
was
Little Sol Bay.
it was a way to control. Yeah.
So how do I feel? I think we've had a discussion like this before. We've talked
All
about
this stuff kind of ties into
it.
a
Does
lot of things that we've talked
so
about. Yeah.
I'm more of like, dude, I don't know. Sometimes I'm quick to block someone and be like, that's it. I just don't want to deal with it. And then sometimes I'm like, no, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, they'll come around again another day or whatever. But yeah, I've definitely been breadcrumbed a lot, and it doesn't feel good. It makes me wonder, like, what the? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, it just makes me feel like you're wasting my time, because you could have just not did that. Like, just be upfront with me.
Right.
Just be upfront with me and tell me the truth. I would respect you a lot more, and I would like that, and we're still cool, instead of leaving someone wondering. Like, to me, that's the worst thing you could do to someone. Like, ghost them or just leave them, like, lingering, you know?
Right.
Just be a fucking adult and tell them what it is, and that's it.
Right. Don't leave them on red.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had those discussions, and I get super petty with that stuff, especially because if I'm putting in the work, you know what I mean? And you can see the breadcrumbing. I mean, there's times where I will be like, okay, I didn't know it was breadcrumbing at the time, but getting led on, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this for a little bit longer. It all depends on how much I'm actually into it anyway, like to that person, or, how much I want to actually pursue, or how much work I want to put into it. But yeah, I mean, like Ricky said, after a certain minute, like a certain time, it's just a turn off, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be an option or whatever. And then they try. I mean, there's been situations where you do cut them off.
Right.
Right? You cut them off.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back full circle later.
Oh, they circle the block.
You know what I mean?
They circle the block.
So
when
what-
you cut them off, they come back.
Exactly. So what are some signs? Let's give the people out there some help. What are some signs that they are being breadcrumbed? I think we'll start off with the one I said already was emojis. Not emojis, memes. Someone sends you a meme, like me. I don't really send too many memes, but someone sends you a meme. They heart your pictures. To me, that's like virtual breadcrumbing.
Yeah.
You know, what else besides sharing memes?
You know, like where they don't actually want to commit to hanging out or doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the one that gets me every
That's
time.
definitely a good one.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm like, okay, let's, you know, and I'm the kind of guy where I'm like, all right, so let's do this, this, and this, and
Yeah.
I'll meet here at this time. And then it's like, no, or there's an excuse, or, you know, we've talked about
Yeah, we just had this discussion
Yeah.
at the bar.
And then I think I can do 2 of those, and then you're done.
Yeah, you're getting stood up.
Yeah.
Basically, remember back in the day, they'd stand you up, you'd go to the movie theater, take them out on a date, you'd show up, and they were nowhere to be found. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's rough.
Painful.
That is, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, what do you have any
I don't.
flags?
Examples. What about when you text somebody, or they text you? Actually, they reach out to you. Then you text them within a decent time, and then they text you back. But it's like, I always make this joke. And what did you do? Just throw your fucking phone in the river right after you text me? Like,
That is the stupidest thing ever. You literally just text me. I saw it. I replied, and then you don't reply.
Yeah.
Like, I know
For
your phone's in
hours.
your hand. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or the other one where they mess with you, well, they'll text you, you text back, they leave you on read, and then you see him posting on Instagram or videos on TikTok or,
That's
you know,
brutal.
Yeah.
Snapchat. Yeah, that's
Bottom line is nobody likes to be ignored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, so here's a red flag. Here's a red flag that I've always spotted. In my experience, women, but if someone is that bad at communicating, right, replying to your text messages, it either means they don't give a shit about you, right? Or there's some trauma there. Because I've had experiences with women that have had a lot of past trauma, and they say things like, oh, I'm not a good texter. And I know it's not just me, because they do that with everyone.
Yeah.
So they're like fucking, sorry to say, you're like bird brains.
Yeah.
Breadcrumbing bird brain. Hey! You know, but it's like, yeah, you're bird brain. Oh, I saw your text and I forgot to reply. There's a notification on your damn phone. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I have a hard time believing that people are that dense. But I mean, I've seen people's phones, you know, they got 87 notifications,
Oh my
text
God,
messages.
yeah.
right.
How do you go through life like that?
It's like not emptying out your voicemail, you know? You're just like, oh, it says the mailbox is full. And I'm like, I've known you for 10 years. Like, your mailbox is always full. And to touch on, like, what Snacks was saying about how, like, one of the big red flags for me is if your actions don't align with your words.
Yeah.
I do not like that at all. If you're going to tell me something, and I get it, and things come up and incidental things happen, but I would imagine that anyone sitting at the table or anyone in the audience, if someone tells you're going to do something for you, you would expect them to do that and their actions to align with that. And if they don't, that's another form of like either manipulation or that's a major red flag. And like you said, that stems from either trauma or just them just being a horrible communicator. And that could be a sign of immaturity, I think,
Yeah.
emotionally.
So a good example, like we talked about, like not fulfilling plans or something. So last week I invited someone. Hey, do you want to go to Vegas next week? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, dude. It was just a turnaround trip, you know?
Right.
And they were all gung ho about it. Yeah, let's go. And then so it was like the night before, and I'm like, hey, do you still want to go? And then instead of like, maybe I overreact. You guys tell me if I overreact. Instead of like, yeah, when are we leaving? Whatever. It was like, what time are we coming back?
Yeah,
So I'm
right,
like,
too.
okay, here we go.
Right.
Wait, this isn't about me, right?
No.
Okay.
No. You went with me to Vegas.
Okay,
No, it was like, what time are we coming back? Or what time are we leaving? Okay, cool. I guess say what time. Okay, what time will we be back? And I'm like, all right, here it comes, you know?
Yeah.
And then that turned into...
Because they're already starting to go through the process of...
Right.
You know.
So that turned into them not going, you know? And then the day after was, let's go visit Josh at Roadrunner. Yeah, I'm down for that. And then, hey, we're going to go... Josh works at 4, so we're going to go to Roadrunner today at, you know, like 3:30 or 4, whatever.
Right.
I'm feeling kind of sick today. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And then so I'm just like, at that point, I'm not going to try anymore.
Yeah.
So am I overreacting?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. If someone does that to me, like you said, you get the 3-strike rule, and then I'll quit contact.
Especially 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, nothing personal, but like, just don't waste my time like that. Like, I think that's so annoying.
Yeah.
Don't say yes to something if you're not going to do it. And I get sometimes people change their minds or whatever, you know.
No, you ain't changing your fucking mind. Because here's the thing. If you really want to hang out with somebody, seriously, like, you know, we do it all the time, you know, if we want to hang out, we want to go do something, and I would actually want to do it. I've been in situations where I'm so tired, Snacks, and I'm so, like, not feeling it, but I want to do it, so I do it. You know what I mean?
You find a way to make it
Find
happen.
a way to make it happen. I don't believe in this, like, You know, if you're on the fence, wishy-washy, changing minds, shit, I don't believe in it because here's an example. If I said, hey, you want to come with me to Vegas? And you say, yeah, okay, I want to come with you to Vegas. And I say, okay, if you come with me to Vegas, I will give you $1 million. What situation in your life can ever change your mind? How could you? Because the reward of how bad you want that $1 million, right?
You're absolutely right.
So that's for me. It's like if you want to do something, you're gonna do it, no matter what.
If they want to, they will.
Yeah, if they want to, they will. So we got to stop using that. You know what I mean? You guys don't get no changing minds.
Yeah, people always will make rules for people that they're not that into, and they will bend the rules for people that they're definitely into.
1,000%.
They always do, and that's kind of human nature. I've done the same thing. Like I've met a girl I wasn't really that into her, and I was just like, I could have put up a barrier, but then I met a girl I was like super into on an intellectual level, or I thought she was very attractive. And dude, I mean, I could have had COVID.
Yeah,
I was showing up.
Yeah, right.
With the Fugazi negative report.
Right.
Just saying.
That's what it is, though. Right. And it's through all that stuff. It's hanging out with. It's even not even on an intimate level. You know, it's like your friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I definitely have certain friends where I'm like, I could easily just be like, I mean, I'm changed my mind, or you know what I mean. I've got those too. Yeah. You know, so it's with all that.
So how would you handle a breadcrumber?
Oh, I just keep going back.
All right.
An idiot, guys, who wants it.
Can confirm. Sorry, I love you, but I can confirm.
I think I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Would you say you don't know how to handle the situation then?
I mean, it's hard to get away from it because you're kind of used to getting controlled and like high, and then the high wears off, and then you're high again, and like I'm waiting around to like get my next fix, basically.
You don't have enough self-control to just be like, this is pointless.
Honestly, I feel like the only thing that would get me out of the situation is if those days I'm not getting responded to, I'm getting ignored, is if somebody else got my attention.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That would be
Which
like,
is
whoop.
the other spectrum of this, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Ricky? How would you handle that? How do you handle a breadcrumber?
I would set boundaries with them. If I felt like I wasn't into that type of response from them, and that's all they were giving me, I would finally set a boundary with them and say, hey, listen, if you continue to breadcrumb me, that's going to be the end of it. And like, I'm no longer going to respond, because I want to let them know that, hey, I'm firm in my boundaries and I'm willing to walk away from anything and everyone that are going to be disrespectful to me or make me feel like I'm in a position where my peace is not the most important thing to me. And I know that may sound selfish, like on a cellular level, but at some point, I think we've all been through enough relationships where if you're going to allow someone to use like a breadcrumbing tactic to like manipulate you, at some point you have to protect your own self-interest. And that's just at the end of the day and like I wear my heart on my sleeve. So when I love for real. Yeah. And I have to protect my peace at all costs when it comes to that. So I know what tactics work for me. It may not work for you. It may not work for snacks. It may not be in your best interest. But for me, speaking for me, like I have to do anything in my power, because before I used to allow people to take advantage of me like that, and I didn't realize what the tactics that they were doing. And now I'm just a student of the game, and I went out there and read up on it and said, you know what, I have to I can no longer put myself out there in that regard anymore. I can't, because I owe it to myself.
Do you think that's something you can do?
Oh, fuck no, I want to be like you when I grow up.
what, short and red hair?
Damn.
Why don't you think you could do that?
It's fucking hard. And because...
But you could do hard things. You're a mom.
Yeah, but I hate being alone.
Dependency.
Yeah, codependency.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
That I wish I knew a little bit more about that, because I can't relate to it.
Right.
But I would like to be able to.
Yeah.
Like
Well, you've been single for so long.
Yeah, I love being by myself. Like I like my peace, I like it quiet. So I wish I could relate to it just so I could understand more,
Right, yeah. I just love being loved, and I love like people wanting me. And there I am, following the crumbs.
Yeah.
Validation.
Getting high, baby.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah,
No offense, I'm sorry.
For me, it's all situational. You know what I mean? So it would depend on how I would handle a breadcrumber, in the sense of, I don't know, have we already been intimate? Have we already banged? And
Yes.
then it's like, or have I not yet? How into, how how much am I into this person? How much am I not into this person? Is it brand new? Is it just we just started talking and you think you can get away with some breadcrumbing? You ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like that's just that'd be too easy. You know what I mean? If we've already slept together and I actually like this girl or whatever, and then she starts breadcrumbing, I'll probably put up with it a little bit longer, and then or maybe not. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But you know, as far as being alone, it took me forever to be good with that. You know, I was in a 10-year relationship, as you know, so it took me a long time, and now I love it. So it's just hard it's probably dangerous.
It is. Tom Hardy said it. He says, you know what? He goes, being alone can be scary, and not in a bad way. It's scary that you can have that ability to be alone, because then you don't ever want to come back out of that.
Yeah.
That's probably why I've been single. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't need anyone to cook, clean, nothing. Like, I'm good. Dude.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think that, I don't know, that maybe makes me too picky then. Or maybe I've shunned away like potential opportunities with women that otherwise would have been good for me or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You're making, too many hoops for them to jump through.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so we discussed breadcrumbing. We've defined what it is. We talked about the psychology of breadcrumbing a little bit. We talked about some signs on what to look for. We're trying to give you guys tools, just like we're learning here. I'm trying to help you out, all right? We talked about some tools, what to look for. We gave you some insight on how we feel when it's breadcrumbed, you know? Don't do it. Please don't do it. I'll fuck you up, dude. You guys got anything else?
Right.
Anything else?
Yeah, breadcrumbing's nasty.
Yeah.
Be nasty.
Yeah.
That's all we got to say about that. My name is Aaron.
Oh.
Ricky.
Josh.
Lakeside Legends. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, do all the things that are going to help this channel grow, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.